How's everybody doing? Who wants to read this quote? There are two things I'll read it since you've been on here. No. I'm going to do it. You do it.
This took Zach off his game. I told him his slides were too long today. Now he's all messed up. There are two things we take for granted every day: time and health. The moment you lose them, only then do you wake up. Just Bender Bison. West Bison. Excuse me.
I really wanted somebody to try to pronounce his name. So I found that on a website, on a running website, and because one of the things that's happening on Friday, I'm not a runner. I'm being chased. Are you? What's happening on Friday?
Oh, yeah, we'll get there. But is Mary Brooke here? No, Mary Brooke. Bondies? She's probably training. Mary Brooke is running the Rim to Rim to Rim, which is Grand Canyon. Start at one rim, run down the bottom of the Grand Canyon, back up the other side, turn around, back down, and back up, which is 48 miles in one race. Isn't that unbelievable? So she's crazy, and obviously put a lot of time into it. So be thinking of her on Friday. She starts at like 1 a.m., which is insane.
It's also May. It's not cool out there right now. It's dry, but it's not cool. So anyway, so that's something that I'm sure she's grateful for. What are y'all grateful for today?
Sunshine.
Sunshine. What else?
Mother's Day.
Mother's Day. What?
Mentors.
Mentors.
I said Mother's Day. I was thinking.
Mother's Day and mentors. That's good. What else? David?
My son, William, this is a two-parter, so hold the applause. William has finally proposed legal matrimony to a sterling young woman, gainfully employed, law degree, everything it was. And she has said yes.
David's got a son who's engaged to a sterling. By the way, I really like that word sterling. Much better than great.
Yeah,
Not a great young woman or an awesome young woman, but she's sterling.
The part that really is motivating me is that the chances of me becoming a grandfather before I'm like dead are exponentially increased. So watch this space.
We'll be confident. David has a chance of soon to be possibly one day becoming a grandfather before he's dead. That's gratitude. What else? Support. Anything in particular?
Everybody.
Political support, maybe?
Well, there's that.
That's good.
The kickball champions.
Kickball champions.
Team number one. Who's here? Team number one. Took care of business.
Rematch.
Rematch. I think there's a rematch coming.
Rematch.
All right, who wants a rematch?
Oh, who wants
All right. Who wants to play at all or a rematch? Let's do it. All right, we'll find a time. All right, so where are y'all going? Where are you going? Where are we all going? I think sleep. Where are you going?
I wanted to say something about this. I had Ann Wilson. Yes. Let's say that phrase. If you are not planning for, say it again, oh, this is so perfect. Wait till you hear this.
Wait for it, people.
If you don't know,
It's so perfect. If
If you don't know where you're going, any road will get you there?
No, if you don't know where you're gonna be in 5 years, you're already there.
That's
That's
it.
it.
Wow.
If you don't know where you're going in 5 years from now, if you don't plan where you're going.
That's what she
If
said.
you don't know where you're going, if you don't know where you're going to be 5 years from now, then you're already there. How about that?
That's it.
Bingo. If you don't know where you're going to be in 5 years, hello, you're already there.
Yes, that's it. Is that powerful?
That's pretty powerful. Got a little indigestion thinking about that. Better get moving. All right. 5 years is a long time, but so this is something I want to talk about for just a minute, though. We've been, as we've been here in Marston Village for the last 4 months, we've really been learning a lot more about it. Obviously, we were here for a decade before, but just trying to understand where Village is now and where it's going, and trying to make sure that we have a clear path forward. So we have we've done a little bit of self-exploration and company exploration, and talking to a lot of you, just trying to understand, why does Village exist? Kind of a big question, but kind of in short, we feel like Village exists ultimately to grow our people, that's you, agents, that's staff, and the communities, to be the best versions of themselves. I'm going to let that sink in for just a second, because I think that is something that is, there's a lot in that, and I think that is something that we can do with each other, right? So we want to grow. We want you all to grow. We want to get you to where you want to be in 5 years, even if that's right here, right where you are now. But ultimately, we talk a lot about success, and I think there's a lot of talk about being the best, right? So everybody wants to be the best, but that's all relative, right? So you might be number 100 in whatever you are, and not number 1, but maybe you're up from number 200 last month, right? So that's a huge improvement. You might be number 5 and not number 1, and that's a terrible month you're having. So it's all relative, and it's just dependent upon what is the best version of you yourself. And I think from a community standpoint too, whether it's the Village Fund, whether it's us selling in our communities, we want our communities to be the best versions of themselves as well. Nashville is a unique place, and we got a lot of outside people coming in, and I think what I see you all doing in terms of your outreach and your social media posts and your descriptions on your MLS listings, you have a lot of pride in the neighborhoods you sell, and you understand the unique differences, and you really want to celebrate those neighborhoods. So I think that's what sums it up in terms of why Village is here. And a little bit about kind of what we're doing in terms of what drives us as a leadership team. We want to show up and grow up. You've heard me say this a couple times, but grow up in the sense of continuing to grow up, right? Continue to be present, being committed to being a lifelong learner. We want that from all of the agents as well. We believe in a mindset of abundance that we want to attract business. We don't want to have to chase it down. And we also believe there's enough to go around. And I see that really, it's really ever present in this community, where the sharing is really exceptional. There are no free ideas. Or I guess I should say, there are no new ideas. I guess all ideas are free, right? It's the execution that's expensive. That's what's hard. So if you have an idea, I love sharing ideas because I like to watch other people do them. And maybe they do it better than I ever thought about it. And I think, wow, that was really incredible. Let's talk. I want to learn how you did that. And then I can learn from them. But kind of lastly, we want to make an impact. Obviously, this is through the Village Fund, but just this belief that there's always another way. This right here, this idea of persistence is what makes people successful. If you read any book about success, it all comes down to grit and persistence. So much of it is. And what I see from a broker standpoint is when people are in a pickle, to use Bobby's language, and they're in a tricky situation to deal, agents that don't stay agents for very long tend to just throw their hands up and be like, well, I guess that's it. Guess it's fallen through. Or I guess that's happened. But the successful agents, it's just a bump in the road, and they really believe that there is always another way, and it's just a matter of finding it. So, David, was this you? I don't know, somebody told me this once, but it was an expression, so what? Now what? And I've been saying that a lot in my head. We had an appraisal issue yesterday. Did all the right things, met the appraiser out on site, gave him all the stuff, and he came in $15,000 less and used comps that I thought were bogus. But that's tough, right? So are we just gonna roll over and be like, well, guess that deal's falling apart? Hell no. Like, we spent hours yesterday and today trying to figure it out. Pulling new comps. We're calling the agents of the houses that he showed and getting all the details of those houses. We're talking to the lender to try to contest that. Is it going to work? I don't know, but we're going to figure out a way to keep this thing together. You got an appraisal, fell through, so what? Now what? What are you going to do now? So just keep that in mind and remember that that's what makes you successful. So just a few quick things. We want to lead by example. We'd love for you to lead by example. We want to foster a culture of excellence by always trying to add more value than we charge. That's what you as great agents do. And ultimately, if you can become irreplaceable, just keep that at the center of your attention when you are working with your clients. How can I become irreplaceable, right? If you're just setting up somebody on an auto notify and saying, hey, send me an email when you find a listing you like, do you think you're being helpful? No, you're being like a bad computer, actually. Like computers themselves can do a better job than that. So become irreplaceable. We want to be selective in our hires and retentions, and then educate those we have, make the strong stronger. We've talked about this, and I also wanted to say make the committed stronger, because I think it's about commitment. It's about making the people who show up strong and want to be stronger. So just know you'll be seeing a lot more of this. And obviously we want to be successful by keeping a short list of top shelf tech tools that generate widespread adoption. So you've heard us talk about this a lot, and we're going to continue to do so. So, where are we going? We've got a big goal for y'all. Did you know that was happening? It's exciting. You want to say what it is?
Yes. So our goal is to increase your average income, 1099 income, 25%. And that may not sound like a lot. You may have a goal for yourself that's higher than that even. But that's a pretty big deal over, a 300-person company. And so a lot of you guys are going to have to do a lot better than that for us to hit this goal. But as a group, that's our idea. So just for example, what's our current average income per village? $89,000 a year in 1099 income. The average for a Tennessee real estate agent is like $45,960. So we're already well above the average, thankfully. The average over the last few years, growth kind of bounces around in terms of average income for agents. In 2016, there was about 7% growth, 2016 to 17, which is a huge number. And then the following year, 2017, it actually went down 1%. So for us to have a 25% increase year over year is going to be a kind of an audacious, big goal for us. So we're excited to roll that out and kind of think through anything we're doing as a company and as a management team is going to be to drive that. So we'll talk about later a little bit of streamlining the paperwork. We want you guys spending less time on paperwork and more time out with your clients, adding value. So anything we're doing, we're going to be thinking along from the lens of, is what we're doing really going to be helping you guys grow your income 25%?
What do y'all think of that? Who's on board? Is anybody not on board? If you're not on board, just talk to me afterwards. It's okay. It's okay. But I think that's pretty huge. And I know I don't want to drive income as everybody's goal, but I think if we make that a goal, we're going to basically every decision that we make in terms of tools we roll out, programs we're rolling out, is designed to help you be better at what you do, to be more efficient. There's basically 3 ways you can make more money. What are they? Sell more houses, right? That's one. What's another way? Sell more expensive houses. What's another one? Charge more, right? So we talked about the average number of commission reductions or discounts that some people give. I've met with several of you, and I think we've had some pretty eye-opening conversations, and just talking about it and looking at it in a different way, with some really, really strong agents, in the room that have done some discounting, and they just did it because they did it and they always did it. But, so if you want to talk about that, if that's something you do, feel free to talk to me, and I'm happy to have a decision straight. I'm kidding. It's a good conversation, but we can look at it from a different approach. All right, news. Bobby, you got some upcoming events in education?
I do.
There's a V-Talk today.
There is. There is a V-Talk today, and today's V-Talk is going to be, Colin?
Maximizing your listing from the inside out. A
Right.
statistical look at home stage.
Yeah, so that's going to be very, very, very good. But I'm really excited, well, of course, because Sam Graham is here, and he's going to be doing that. Woo for Sam Graham. We're also doing trend graphics with Zach Goodyear, right, Zach, tomorrow?
It's already Franklin.
Yeah, and we need that. They need that. We all need that. And then May 16th, we have a broker luncheon, David Doris and Brent McPherson. What are you serving, David? I mean, that's the most important thing in a broker luncheon. Oh, okay. So you're not cooking. You're not cooking tonight.
On Friday.
Okay. Oh, that's right. The grill out was Friday. Okay, but before the grill out, we're having a he said with Tyler Graham and what's his name? Lee Fun. And I've got some really good questions if you want some. Now we need the East to show up, and then we need the Wedgwood Houston so you can cheer for your broker, because we're gonna. It is. We're gonna see which broker has the better perspective on real estate sales and brokering.
Great.
Great. And we're going to judge. Yes. No, it's going to be really, really fun. I've got some good questions. They already have them, so they can polish up. And then the barbecue. We also have orientation next Monday, correct?
20th.
The 20th. Yeah.
Not this week.
No, today, next Monday.
Right. It's the 20th.
Yeah. Yeah, not yesterday. That's what I meant. Next.
It was originally scheduled for this Thursday. and it's-
Right, we moved it. Right, thank you, Colin. So we're going to do that on the 20th.
So back to the barbecue on Friday. It'll be here. Starts around 11. We've got 2 people smoking meat. David Doris, Tony Myers, like they're going to get 20 pounds of pork shoulder and yeah, I wasn't gonna say that. Let's stick with the shoulder and brisket, and so they're gonna be smoking it Thursday. It's gonna be awesome. We were thinking well, we're gonna supplement it with Martins or Wits or something. They're like, no, get that stuff out of here. We're doing the real deal, and we're also gonna do some smoked salmon. David's doing that as well. So if you're not into the barbecue thing, we should have plenty of food. It's gonna be a fun time. Weather's gonna be great. So make sure you plan to attend if you can.
Okay.
The whole company, yeah, not just Hillsborough Village, everybody.
Well, of course. 2 more things this week. Today at 12 to 4, in case anybody is interested, I'm doing a 4-hour CE class at GNR for contracts. But then on Thursday, between 11 and 1:30, Lee, we are doing something. Are we doing something with YPN? Robbie?
Yes.
Robbie?
We are.
What are we doing?
So it's kind of a course in dealing with multiple offers. It's called Contract Connection. Bobby Noreen is our judge for that event. So she's going to be judging the contracts that come in. And basically, you do have to sign up through DNR. It's $10, I think, but you get lunch as well. And it's going to be split up into teams with one mock buyer, and then you create an offer in a multiple offer situation. And we submit those, Bobby judges them, and then we discuss why a specific offer was chosen, what made that one stand out, tips and tricks of how you can kind of bolster your offer in those multiple offer situations. So I think it's something we're encountering a lot, and there's a lot of ways to approach it. I I think it'll be a cool time to just kind of talk through what's been successful, what hasn't been in other realtors' experiences with multiple offers. And this is wide open to the entire GNR community. So it's going to be, agents from all over the city, every brokerage, which is always a good time to connect with those people too and build those relationships.
When is that?
That is Thursday from 11 to 1:30, and that includes lunch, and it's $10. That's the best deal in town.
This Thursday.
This Thursday. So that's what I got for this week and part of next week.
So that will be at GNR too.
We just talked about the Trinity Graphics class in Franklin. Is that going to be strange, or is it just you got to go to Franklin?
You probably got to go to Franklin.
Go to Franklin. Check out the Franklin office. It's beautiful. Talked about the Real Tracks class. Talked about the barbecue. Rates. Zach, I can do it. 30-year fixed, 4 1/4. 15-year, 3 3/4. And the 5/1 arm is now back below the 30-year, which last week it had gone above it, right?
It's still above the 15 year. The 15 year is cheaper than the 5/1.
Sure.
Weird but awesome.
Is that unusual, really, all the time?
You could, if you look at the gray line here, so it's the gray line usually, so it's been lower, and then the purple 15-year line has been higher across right about here. So it's unusual.
You need to learn how to read graphs. Trend graphs, like every class. 4-week trend. These slides are all on the vLearn platform. So all this stuff you can download, you can send out to your clients, you can understand it yourself, or as the CEO can understand it. How's the market? Maybe you take over. How's the market?
All right, so we've got these are being designed as we speak. Caitlin's putting these in the pretty stuff, so I've got them up here just as raw data. But Davidson County average price $387,000, up 5.7% for April over April 2018. List price is still 98%. Sold price to list price ratio. Average days in market 55. That's a little bit longer than last year, April. There were 2,012 new listings in April of 2019 versus 2018, a little bit higher. Total properties for sale is up 8%, and total closings is up 8% as well. So we just got a lot more of almost everything in April. And in Williamson County, we got 595. So again, just real quick, Davidson 387 average sales price, 387,000. Williamson 595. 99% list price to sell price ratio. Average days on market 61. That's up 7%. Total listings is 1,000, almost 1,000 new listings in Williamson County versus 2,000 new listings in Davidson County. So Davidson County has more coming on the market than Williamson. Total properties for sale, 1,915 choices, whereas Davidson County has 3,500 choices. So you have more choices in Davidson County and more new listings coming out in Davidson County as well. Total properties sold, only 485 in Williamson, whereas it was 1,285 in Davidson. So if you're looking to sell more houses and increase your income that way, you go to Davidson County and sell more houses. If you're looking to sell more expensive houses, you go to Williamson County. See how this all relates? Any questions on that? So I've had a few people ask me, hey, can we have a template for this, the prettier version? And the answer is yes. It's actually up on the market right now, but it's not totally finished. There's still a couple more tweaks that are needed. So we did that this morning, and Caitlin's working on those tweaks now. And hopefully we'll have that up and running. So if you want to do Wilson County or Rutherford County or anybody else, there'll be instructions on how to do that with Trend Graphics, and then you can put that stuff in. So tools. I'm not going to go through this in detail because I went through it last week, but who has looked at the updated listing package? Has anybody used it? All right. I challenge you over on listing. Did good work. So you can go to VRES Hybrid Market. It should be up there today. It's also on the vLearn. So if you go to VRES Market, and then at the top middle, press vLearn, and then if you haven't signed in and bought the course, click Sales Meetings. But if you have, just click My Courses, and it'll be in there. So if you remember what this looks like, this is just a quick flip through what it looks like. And there you go. So Boost, quick Boost update. We've got, as of, in the last 3 weeks, it's the 14th today, hence the date up there. So the last 3 weeks, we've had 132 campaigns have been run, 279,176 views as of about 8 a.m. this morning on your listings. So that's just if it shows up somewhere in somebody's feed, if it shows up on a news site, in Google AdWords or display ads. Of those 279,176 viewings, 9,942 people clicked on them. That's pretty cool. So if you have a listing, you divide that by that, you can probably say, hey, wow, my listing had like 500 people click on it. And of those people that clicked on it, 843 of them have asked for more information. So who's received an email yet of that? If you have a listing, you should have received an email. If you haven't, check your spam, and we're going to talk about how to use this to help you make more money as well. So how can you capitalize on those 843 leads to increase your income by 25%? One, you could, this is kind of revolutionary, I know, you follow up with them. It's pretty amazing. So there's an email that comes to you, and it includes their email address and their name. And that's their email based on whatever account, Facebook or Instagram, whatever it's associated with. So generally speaking, that's a good email. If you can handle it, follow up with them and do it quickly. If you're too busy to do so, or you find yourself distracted like I got here, you can finish the if you find yourself pondering life and what the next slide should be, then if you find yourself that you can't follow up with them in time, then pass them off to an agent that can handle them. Who is interested in handling leads for someone else? Okay, if you have a listing, everybody if you're interested in doing that, raise your hand one more time. All right, if you have a listing and you're not following up on that, look around, find one of those people, partner with them and say, go. You can do things like setting up a rule in your inbox to automatically forward emails to them so they get them right away. Then you don't have to think, oh, I gotta go back and forward them and find them and then search them. It's just so hard. I know, I get it, it is. I mean, I'm making fun of it, but it can be. We get a lot of emails. So find your partner, find your buddy and say, hey, run with these things, follow up with them, and if you can make it work, pay me a referral fee. How good is that? Who wins there? Even the person who asked for more information, whom we're trying to serve. That's pretty remarkable. So we're giving great customer service, right? We're becoming irreplaceable. We're doing all those things. We're leading by example. So if you're a hungry agent, ask an agent with a listing how you can help them and pay them a referral fee. It's a win-win. Bingo. All right, so please try that. I know it's easy to say, hard to do. It's really not that hard to do, but it just takes a little bit of effort. So after the sales meeting, commit to partnering up with somebody. You can go on RealTracs and search for village listings, or just look around in the bathrooms. There's some listings in there as well. So you can find somebody who has one and do it. So Boost, just a quick reminder, what is Boost again? Boost is an automatic listing platform, an automatic marketing platform for listings. So if you put a listing on the market in the last 3 weeks, it was at least $195,000. We paid a company to target an audience and market on Instagram, Facebook, and through Google display ads to that audience. And it's a lead capture scenario where people are clicking through, and these are not random leads, these are people that are interested in your listing that you're trying to sell. So make sure you're showing your sellers that you're doing this, and this is all in the listing consultation package as well. So you got the pretty stuff in there. How do you show the seller that you're doing it? Oh, Hunter had a good reminder. How does the seller just see that you're doing it?
So when you get your email, you can put your seller's information in the ad so that if they log on to social media in the next week or so while it's running, they'll automatically see their listing and see that you as an agent have been out doing social media advertising. So it's a pretty cool way for them to see you adding value to their listing.
So I'm going to show this real quick. How you do this, if this is, I don't know who this is, so I'm not going to pick on anybody, but it says, look, now, look good, now let's make you look at your seller. Add seller info. Click that button. Reminder, because I've had a few people say, well, I don't want to put my seller's info in and stuff because I don't want to give them spam. They're not going to get spam. It reminds you here, they're not going to contact you, your people. So you put their email here, or their name here, and their email here, and then you can send them an ad preview when the campaign starts, or send them an ad summary when it ends. It will only send them stuff if you do that. But then the next slide, it will ask them to, it will ask them for their phone number, any phone number that they have. So if they have multiple phone numbers, it'll put them all in. And what that does is, you ever been on Facebook or Instagram and it says, hey, to verify or for security purposes, we need to create a backup number, right? It just makes sure that, really, I mean, there's probably some security level in that too, but they're also making sure that they have your accurate phone number. And so then this company will sync all that stuff and target those people, i.e. your sellers, with the ad that you're trying to show out there. So if they happen to go on Facebook or Instagram in the next week when you're running the ad, they should see it. Pretty cool, right? Bingo. All right. Boomtown update. I know there's two B's, Boost and Boomtown. They're two very different things. Boost, we just talked about. Boomtown is a CRM. What does CRM stand for? Customer Relationship Manager. And so it is we've had a group of ambassadors that have gone out. We're going to do one more ambassador training. I think this Thursday. I have to double check the calendar and make sure that works. But I think on Thursday, I'll email all the ambassadors. And then we're going to roll it out to the next crew. So if you want to be in the next crew, just look out for an email, and we'll have a little sign-up list, and you can sign up to be part of the next group. But we're going to get this thing rocking and rolling. Cool? All right. Tips. David Payne, you want to come up? So David Binkley had suggested a few weeks ago, he said, I work with a lot of agents, and they don't write too good. They send emails and they there's things that are misspelled, and these are like, we're in a professional transaction here, or there'll be things that are misspelled in the MLS, or it just looks bad. And I know that sometimes we're just moving quickly and it doesn't matter that much. But David is a grammar evangelist. I almost just misspelled all of this completely on purpose just to throw you off. So David wanted to show you a little bit. He's teaching a class in about a month, and we're going to do a little short segment, couple of minutes to give you some tips of how to write better. How to write right.
How to write. Kind of like Granny Whack Pack. We're going to write. And I want to emphasize that I was asked to do this. I did not volunteer. So we've got a list of things that we see are frequently done wrong, even by people who are smart and have been educated and had nice parents and everything. But they're tricky, like tricky spots. And so the one that Zach and I together selected first was between you and I. How often do we see this? Or between you and me, which is correct. And this has to do with the case of a personal pronoun. You don't have to remember anything I'm about to say, but I'm going to say it anyway because I've got the mic. Personal pronouns stand for a person. I is a personal pronoun that stands for David Payne. Me is also a personal pronoun that stands for David Payne. The case is different. Personal pronouns have cases. Objective and subjective are the only two we're going to talk about now. There are tons of others, and we don't need to even think about them. But the subjective case is the subject of a sentence, a phrase, or a clause. I am standing here talking to you. I am the subject of that sentence. That personal pronoun is the subjective case. Zach was talking to me a few minutes ago. Me is the personal pronoun, but it is the objective case because it's the object of the preposition to. He was talking to me. So, and this goes back 50, 60 years, y'all. I'm still hanging on to a few brain cells. So, my client took my wife and I to dinner is incorrect because this is the subjective case and we have placed it as the object of an action, took to dinner. So what is correct? Let's read it together. My wife, me to dinner. Okay? I see this all the time, and it is flat out incorrect. So, you don't have to remember any of that except this. Here is the rule. Here's the trick. When we're talking about two people take the other person out and leave yourself and say, my client took I to dinner? Does that sound right to you? If it does, you're wrong. My client took me to dinner. So if you're feeling a little queasy, a little incorrect about how to do this, take the other person out and really say the personal pronoun indicating yourself. Say the sentence again. If it sounds right, it is right. If it sounds wrong, it's wrong. Thank you very much.
Thank you, David. So there will be a quiz afterwards. Ashley's going to be handing out the paper quiz, I think, soon. So if you don't know what an objective pronoun versus a subjective pronoun is, then but so sign up for David's VTAL class, or you don't have to sign up, but show up, I guess, on Tuesday, June 18th at 10:30 a.m., so it's about a month out. Thanks, David.
All right, so we talked last time about potentially moving the, or changing up the sales meetings here and going down to 2, and we got some great feedback not to do that. So keep it the same. So we'll be here the first 3 weeks of each month, just like always. But we are going to make sure we're rotating through. Franklin and East are going to have some of their own meetings as well. So, but everyone's always welcome here. We'll continue streaming it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
You mentioned that the fourth Wednesday, that the slides I put this morning were wrong, and I made an update.
Oh, okay. The slides that were updated to the VLearn platform were wrong.
But now
But this is correct.
this is correct.
Exactly.
For East meeting is fourth Wednesday at 11.
So tell me something good. We've already talked about some of these. While we're eating barbecue Friday, Mary Brooke will be in like hour 12 or 18-hour run from the rim to rim to the rim, 48 miles. Emily Benedict. Emily is running for City Metro Council.
In District 7.
Inglewood and Madison.
The best neighborhood in the city. Sorry for those of you who don't live there yet. She needs money.
So not only is Emily here at like 7:30 in the morning working with 2 mentees as their mentor and like pouring into them, she's also running to help lead our city. So that is awesome. Another village agent, Mary Carolyn Roberts. Mary Carolyn, is she here? She's not here. But she is currently the Metro Council person for District 20 and is running for a re-election. So we're excited to have both of them here at Village. Tyler, this is a while back, but at least we haven't recognized it here in one of the sales meetings since we've been here. So he was Nashville Business Journal, 2019, 40 under 40. That's pretty awesome. Aaron White was 40 under 40. 15 years ago. Not true. Not that long. 12 years ago. Exaggerated. So we talked a little bit earlier when we were going through our goal about reducing our paperwork while keeping us legally covered. So Colin is going to come up. She's passed out a packet. We're just going to briefly walk through some of the changes. This is going to be rolled out in about 3 weeks because we've got to get all the forms uploaded to Transaction Desk so that we can use it. Colin, why don't you walk us through kind of where we were and where we are now?
All right, I'm going to be really quick. We did not have enough packets for everyone, so if you see a neighbor with one, please share. Basically, this is where we were in our checklists. We had listing, buy, both sides, and then we also had a control sheet. So the biggest change here is going to be that we've combined your control sheet and your checklist into one, all in one, and as you can see, we have cut down the requirements for compliance significantly. Things like the TAR disclaimer form are no longer required. We are going to use the disclaimer portion in the PASA. As for the village forms that has changed, that is what is in your packet. Things like the buyer authorization and waivers, listing authorization and waivers of buyer identification form have now been merged into a single village authorization and waivers form. That is for both sides. It is still required for compliance, but it's both sides. So you don't have to have one for one side, one for the other. Briefly, also, your base commission form is no longer required for compliance. It has been cut down. We have moved the wire fraud language from the base commission form into your trusted service providers form, which is still required for compliance. Other than that, we have really tried to make everything as simple and clean as possible. Scott Evans and Crystal Hutton and Brian Stolzfus really headed this up, and then they brought it to the broker team with fresh eyes, and we hope that you guys will find this to be a lot easier and cleaner for you. We will roll this out in a couple of weeks when we get it on Transaction Desk. We'll put it on vLearn for the dot loopers. You'll be able to access it from all the different places as well, so I hope this helps.
That's gonna be fun. Should be allow you guys to focus more on serving your clients and less on paperwork. A lot of this stuff we haven't eliminated; it was just covered in other places, and so you don't need to like double cover us legally. We can do it once. And bottom line is, if someone wants to sue us, they're going to sue us anyway, and all the legal paperwork is not going to help. So, maybe not be true. So, just recap, we've got some questions about, hey, when I've got a question on something, who do I go to? We've got Colin, who is great with contract questions, how to, withdrawing listings, signatures that you need on earnest money releases, referral agreements. You can also send an email to brokers at Village Real Estate, and the quickest one will get back to you. Also, withdrawing listings, you can email that to Rachel as well as Colin, and they can turn that around. We want to be super responsive when you guys have issues, and so the broker team is ready to do that. For Zach, he's really focused more on if you've got coaching issues, need some accountability, want to get on a schedule, talk to Zach.com. Here's his information. If you want to talk about tools, hey, I'm doing this or I'm doing that, he's a wealth of knowledge and is really energized by doing that. So so feel free to reach out and get on his calendar, and that's really a great use of his time. He can also help with other stuff, but it's hard to grab him for the, hey, you got a minute, I got this issue, so we want to make sure we got plenty of coverage for those important issues that come along. Broker open announcement. So David has one on Thursday, lunchtime, Boulevard. Who's here from David's team that wants to? David? Yeah, the mic.
We got a new construction on Tyne and a rehab house on Oakland that we got to do the set. So they're both going to be open. So we'd love it if everybody could come to both, and we'll have lunch and drinks. And it's from 11:30 to 2.
So we're going to have these on the calendar so that you can kind of keep track of what's going on and support our village agents. Do we have any other broker opens this week?
I don't think it's down here. I don't know if he's hearing that. All right, well, I'm speaking for David Binkley, but after the village cookout on Friday, you can continue eating for free at the Crawfish Boil at 1865. It's going to be huge. There's a tent, live band with Burning Las Vegas from 4 to 9 p.m. Now, you want to finish it up?
Y'all, it's gonna be a whole lot of fun. I was with the developer last night. He's spending like $50-something thousand at this party, and so it's gonna be one of those things that if you don't go, you're gonna miss out. You're gonna really regret it. So come out. Obviously, it's from 4 until whenever we run out of booze. And he honestly, yesterday, he went by Fruit and McDougal's and picked up 10 more cases of beer. So y'all have fun, and I hope to see y'all there.
Thanks, Mal. Any other broker opens? Barbara, where are you going to be Sunday? Barbara, no.
At the Ivy.
The Ivy, close, the Iris. So the Iris overlooking the 12 Oaks Motel over in Berry Hill. It's been gently renovated by some awesome local developers. They're having a grand opening Sunday from 3 to 7. Y'all are all welcome. They're going to have music, art, food, drinks. I think, can't remember who is catering. Maybe ML Rose is going to have food there. So it'll be a fun time. Come on out. Kids, family. 3 to 7. It's not for sale. It's just a grand opening to like, hey, here's the new Iris Motel in Berry Hill. Come on out. Check it out. Have any of y'all ever been to the old 12 Oaks Motel? Hope not. Emily was there for an hour one time. She said, it was interesting, guys. Moving on. All right. Tell me the pricing will be. Okay, so the Irish will be it'll be a motel, so it'll but the pricing will be, I mean, it'll range depending on the week, but it's like $100, $125 a night, kind of that range. So it'll be an affordable place if you have friends coming in town, brand new finishes, and it should be cool. So come check it out.
By the night, right?
By the night. By the night. All right. Who's got new listings they want to talk about? Scott Evans.
Thank you much. We've got 2 coming up on the east side. Tyler, watch out. 804 Russell. Really excited about this one. It is in historic Edgefield. It is a bright blue Victorian. And will be coming on probably late May. They have done an extensive remodel, so it's impeccably done. Huge open kitchen. Great yard. Does not have a garage, but has plenty of yard. 2 have a garage. Will be listed for $950. And then we've got one at 417 Laughlin, which is kind of up by Rose Pepper. And Andrea Frandon's husband did all the work on it. And beautiful home. It's essentially brand new. And it will be listed for about $650, $660, and coming on about 3 weeks.
You said the bottom 2 as well?
I can. Yes. So we've got one at 2112 Ackland Avenue, which is right here in Brooklyn Village. Don't know exactly the price on that one. Under 300. You can read the fight between Zach and Crystal right there. So, and then we've got 745 Roy Croft, which is over in Woodland Waverly coming up. It's a really charming home, huge, impressive wraparound porch, a lot of original details. It could be taken to the next level, but probably right around 700, and it's just incredible. So.
Thanks, Todd. Are you here? I saw you earlier. No Todd? Gordon? David Payne. Grammatically correct.
I'll try. We've got a unit number 6 in the Richmond condos. It's a 2.5, almost 2,000 square feet, 2-car garage, private garden space, newish systems and roof. Amazing location, solid association. It's in what we might call estate condition. The good news is nobody died. I just got them upscaled into 3,300 square feet with a wolf range and a wine fridge. This business is full of surprises. So now they're selling this condo. It is sound, but it's going to need some cosmetics. Low to mid 300s, got to have to come to Jesus on that. And week of the 20th, when the carpets are finally cleaned. Come on, I'll get you in anytime.
2 stories?
Awesome.
3.
3 stories.
Yeah.
Anybody have ever been to those?
Yeah.
They're nice.
Yeah.
Helping you out here, David. They're great. Awesome listing. Sterling. Working for you here. Steve and Lauren. Steve?
All right, so this is really cool.
who took this listing. It's really cheap and really cool. It's it's the original church in Lewisburg, 1 block off Town Square. Beautiful building. It's in the same Gothic and British Renaissance style as the Ryman Auditorium. Needs total renovation. It's got the original stained glass windows, original pews, built in 1910, built over the town well. So if you have any investors that want to get in on Lewisburg early before it blows up like Columbia, it's apparently, from what the city is telling me, the #1 fastest growing micropolitan in Tennessee. So you can get stuff cheap down there, but it does need total renovation. It's been submitted to the National Historic Registry. Could be a great event space or cool house or restaurant. So tell your investors about this. $40,000. I need to sell it fast.
Everybody know where Lewisburg is on the map? South. Get on 65 South. Like as agents, we got to know kind of our basic geography. Middle Tennessee. Springfield. Where's that? North. Clarksville. Northwest. Spring Hill. Nick. Irwin. Robbie. Nick.
So we've got, what is this? 1405 Meridian Street in, is that Cleveland Park? Yeah. Just north of Cleveland Park. And that is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, full brick. Tons of charm in this one. I saw the interior pictures. It's really, really cute. Very well maintained home. And it's got some little creative flair to it, so it's definitely got that East Nashville feel. You can see everything there, but it's going to be listed for around $310-ish.
Bucksnort? Who knows where Bucksnort is? Yes, that's right. Our east side guy, Tony Myers.
This one's up in Hendersonville, but 152 Lake Terrace. It's right across the street from Indian Lake Elementary. It's a 5-3. It was built in 1960. When they moved in about 2 years ago, they were able to salvage every bit of floor in there. They redid the whole thing. It's got a brand new deck, brand new plumbing, electrical, sewer. They got a new roof when they moved in, so it's about 2 years old. It's a really pretty, and it's a big space. I don't remember the square footage offhand, but it's got 5 full bedrooms and an office downstairs, 2 fireplaces. It's a great home for a big family.
Awesome. Anybody else? No? Cool. V-Talk after the meeting, how to maximize your listing from the inside out. Sam Graham going to be talking about that. Staging. Takeaways.
What'd you learn? What'd you learn?
Buy a building for $40,000. In Lewisburg. South. I-65 South. Fastest micropolitan? I've never heard that. Zach and me will have to go there. Nope. Zach and I will have to go down and check it out. Learn some grammar. Thanks, David.
Anybody else? What are rates today?
4 1/4.
Hey, where can you find these slides after the meeting? V-Res Heavy Market. And then .com then good. What else? Why do we exist? Do we want to shrink you or grow you? What's our goal to help the average age increase by what? 25%! By the end of 2019. That's awesome. All right, that's it, y'all. Go have a fun week.